Hi everyone, it's me, and I just wanted to craft and show you what I've been working on, and maybe y'all sit with me for a little bit. So let me show you what I'm doing. I am making slimline cards, and I'll show you the cards first, and they fit in the envelope. They have the envelope, but here are the cards. These are digital papers that I printed, the two layers in the cardstock of the blue. And then these are Anna Griffin Slimline card compendium dies, and these are her flowers. So here's the first one. Isn't it really just so pretty? And here is the second one. Um, let's see. The flowers came from the hydrangea. Oh, and the mini favorites from Anna Griffin right here. That's the two sets of flowers. This one and this one. Yeah, all of them actually. Okay, and here's another one. It's got 3 layers and pop dots. They're blank inside. I didn't sign the back because whoever I give them to can sign them. They can write whatever they want. I just don't want to mess up any of the images. And here is the next one. This one's got 2 of the raised flowers. And here is the next one. So what I did was only put a raised flower here instead of there. Some of them might need a bow, but I'll have to put bows on them later. I used one of each shape. If you notice, the shapes are a little bit different on each. So what I wanted to do is show you one of each shape. Okay, so let's put these off to the side. My husband bought me these just at a Office Max type store, and they were 50 for 5 something. And they do, uh, even though it's got the pop dots layers and the flower layer, always put your card in with the flat side to where you write your name and everything. So when they run it, all the running and all the information and running through the machine is on this flat side, and this where all the bumpy is on the back. A lot of people also put a piece of cardboard, thin or cardstock, back here to make it as smooth as possible too. Yeah, this is so light I wouldn't even really put an extra stamp on it, but you could. I guess you know your post office. So let's get started. So I wanted to show you what I'm using so you understand. These are Anna Griffin Slimline Compendium dies. Okay. And she gives us 4 different sets. I am in love with this. I'm having so much fun. 4 different sets. And this also cuts the card out and scores it. I don't want to ruin my plates by just doing this or my magnet, so I am just cutting mine. Okay, so to cut the slimline cards for Anna Griffin, the card is 7 3/4 by 9 1/8. Fold halfway, and if you want, just fold it in half. So it would be 7 3/4 this way, and you'd fold. So it would be 3 7/8 by 9 1/8. So the long would be 9 1/8, and when you fold it over, it'd be 3 7/8. And you also score on the 3 7/8, which is 1 tick mark from your score line before the 4. Okay, so I use 3 dies. So let's get started. I'm going to make 2 tonight actually with y'all. So what I did, if you noticed, is I pulled the color from the dress to be the cardstock here on each of them. I don't know if y'all noticed that. But I wanted, you know, like this has the deep pink here, so I pulled it here. Okay, so see this green on this dress, and these digis are from Antique Paperie, and so I found as close to the green as I could. So let's get started. I like this die, so we're going to use this one. We're going to use the outer side one. Let me get the round one so I'll show you. So the dark, the first layer of paper is the big one. The middle is going to be, this is number 5, this is number 4, and this is number 3. 2 and 1 is the smallest. So number 5 is going to be here. Number 4 is going to be the blue, and number 3 is where the lady is. And the reason why I went with number 3 only for me is because it didn't cut this frame around it, and it looks very nice. So I hope that helps you. Okay, so we are going to get my mats and turn on my machine. I'm using the long, and this magnet is getting so worn out. Now I already have an extra, but I can still use it. So I have my base, my shim. That shim wants to move around. Okay, so all I'm going to do is put my paper on here. I try to make sure that I'm using that shim. My magnet's getting really squishy. So let me move this up so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm taking the number 3, the middle one, and I'm putting it where I want that, only on this frame itself. So I'm making sure that it's lined up pretty good and it has everything in it. Okay, and then the back one, the biggest one, it doesn't matter because so much gets covered up. Like if that wasn't getting covered up, I'd want that medallion, but it's getting covered up. So I'm just going to put it right here because I'll use these scraps for something. And then I'm going to get my top plate. And I have these top plates, when they get real warpy, I get boiling, it has to be boiling water. And I boil water, put these in a pan, put another pan on top of it. Then I have to get my KitchenAid, that big mixer, and put it on top of another pan. And it's got to be a pretty thick pan, almost like a turkey roaster. And then let it sit for 24 hours and they come out. The paper, little pieces of paper are floating in the water, but these come out perfect and brand new looking. I've done it probably 4 times with my plates. Okay, so I'm going to run this in my impress. Okay. Yeah. So I don't need this one anymore, and I'm putting it right back where it belongs. And I don't need this one anymore. I'm putting it right back where it belongs. So number 5 and number 3 we used. So let's put that off to the side. And that's what it's going to look like. And put that off to the side. Now we need to get the number 4 so that we have a layering. And I'm not measuring or anything. I am just going to get my scissors. And I'm just cutting the green. Okay, so let's just put it there. And because I know I'm going to make a second one, I'm going to go ahead and save a cut. So I'm going to get the fourth one on the next one that I'm prepped for. And I'm going to save. And I don't even like green, and both of these projects are green. I mean, it's not my favorite color. My favorite color is a royal blue and then pink. Pink is moving up a lot. So because I'm doing 2 cards, I don't want to run my machine over and over. So let me flip my plate and let's push this through. Okay, so I'm done with this, and I'm going to put it right back on my sticky board, which I'm about to buy magnets for it. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how to use these and make it 3-dimensional going backwards, not up, but in, looking like inside a window. So, oh, that looks really nice already. I don't know if you can see that green. So since I am already cutting and I have my plates out, I'm going to go ahead and take this away, and I am going to put this pattern that we're going to use, and see that green in that dress. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this to get it out of the way. So I want the number 5 because that's the background, and then I want the third one from the top or third one from the bottom. It would work either way, and I'm going to put it here. And this one I want to make sure that it's even, because it does cut into that little pattern on the paper that I like. Want to make sure it's straight. Now if you are just cutting a piece of paper, make sure your die is facing into the magnet. If you are just cutting a piece of cardstock, it doesn't matter if it's the die is this way, it's going to cut it straight coming out. But when there is a pattern and you have a pattern, you need to look at your die and make sure that it is straight, because you don't want to waste paper and ink, because I printed these out myself. Okay, so let's just run this, and then we're going to put it together. We're going to put 2 together pretty quick. Okay. Put that right back where it belongs. I'm keeping these in a Ziploc bag for right now, and they fold up. They come out very nice and easy. So there we go. We're done with that. Turn off the machine. Turn off the machine. Not on. Okay, so the card base. I didn't want to use this because it was just easier for me to cut them out. So I already told you the measurements, and so they're ready. Okay, so let's just make sure that they're facing the right direction. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get the glue. I'm not pop dotting this first one. I like to use art glitter glue. I really like the glue. I like the small tip on it that you can buy that comes with it. They do not ship it in the winter, so You have to wait until spring for them to ship it, unless you have a craft store. Gosh, I've only seen it in private stores. I haven't seen it in Michael's or Hobby Lobby. So let's just turn this over. Let's make sure the words are going the right direction. This is the hardest piece to do because you want to make sure that it's equally centered, and just glue it down. I think I'm going to do both cards at the same time just because my glue is open. But yeah, this art glitter glue, I love it. I use it for everything, and it does give you a second or two to adjust if you need to, but it is strong. But you don't use very much because of the tip. Let's make sure that the directions of the words are going the right way and the card is going the right way. Boy, that paper is beautiful. I hate covering up stuff. But, you know, this is digitals that I can rerun over and over, and I can remake these. So me gifting these cards, which I'm going to gift them all, it's like, wow, I didn't lose anything. My time, but I enjoyed it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to flip these over, and we're going to flip these over. We're going to get a pop dots, and we're going to pop dot our cards, and both layers get pop dots. I wish I was the person that invented pop dots. I'd probably be in a mega yacht in Tahiti. I picked Tahiti because I've been to Tahiti. I've been to Fiji. I'm a scuba diver, and I've been to Fiji, but Tahiti was so much prettier. Been to Hawaii, but Tahiti was the bomb.com. Okay, so we got the pop dots on the one. Now let's do the pop dots on the others. These pop dots are pretty big. I don't trust pop dots. I think y'all know that. If you know, I always put glue, hot glue, on the side of it so it'll glue to the paper and to the pop dot. And then I also put glue on the sticky part because my fingers are touching this right now and it's already losing so much sticky. And so I just don't trust it. Even though these have a lot of surface, I still... Okay, so that hard part is over. So now let me show you. I'm going to... I could have prepped one and put it together and just showed you how to make one. And, you know, but I didn't. Now let me explain. So I have my hot glue gun. His name is Charlie. He's 5 years old. I've had him for 5 years. So I put glue on the side of the pop dot and it touches the paper because that secures it. That way that pop dot's not going anywhere. I do it every time on any project. So that's just what I like to do. And it's messy, but you know, there's flyaways, but who's going to see it? So then I also put a tab just on the actual pop dot. Then I line it up. Okay, now the next layer. If I wasn't talking so much and everything, we would have 2 cards done in less than 20 minutes. But I had to explain and what I was doing. I tell you, Anna Griffin's merchandise has such good quality. They're not thin, they don't break. The return policy is nice. And, you know, my channel's called Victorian, so, and that's her style. Okay, so let's line this one up. See, that's pretty enough right there. Isn't it? So pretty. You don't even have to add anything else. But you know what? I do have something we can add. These came from both collections that we were talking about. So let's see. Do I add, see how that flower looks like it matches? Look at that. But it's so big, you know, compared to her. But it's beautiful. That looks nice. But then this one matches. Do I put that there? That looks nice. But then I found these that this looks really close. And there's yellow in it. It's hard to decide. I'm going to leave this one because I can't make up my mind. And I'm going to let everyone write. Do you want the 2 flowers A? Or do you want the bold where it really, really looks so much like it? Or do you want this one or these 2? B. A or B. And then I will decorate that one. Okay, so let's take this one and get this one done. I'm excited to hear which one y'all like better. I never use these colors, so it's kind of exciting to have different colors. Okay, so here I go. In any flyaways, you take your heat gun and you just blow on your project for 3 to 4 seconds, and it will, see, the glue lets you move and adjust too. I'm used to using glue on paper. If you're not, then go ahead and just use whatever glue makes you happy. Okay, but if yours flyaways, use the heat gun for 4 to 5 seconds, and it will burn those little flyaways away in the air, and they fly away. So don't get aggravated about that. I'm glad y'all came and sat with me while I was crafting for a minute. I only get a few seconds a day, if I can, from real life, and I miss crafting. Makes me happy. Okay, make sure the image is the right direction. Can't wait too long because that glue will dry. Wow. Isn't that pretty right there with nothing else on it? But I do have a flower, and it is from the Anna Griffin that I was telling you about. And I'm going to take the sticky off the back. And I love how her dress has flowers in it and it's coming down. So let's just put it in this one little corner because I just don't want to take away from the images, you know. But this matches that really well too. So there's that card. So okay guys, A, do we put this here? That's A, and it would look like that. Or do we do B? That's huge. Maybe just that there and this right here. Or do we do B? It's up to you. You know what? I can always make another one and use that. Or use this one. So there are my cards. And I'm so glad that you stopped by. I'm so glad I got this done. My links are down below. Anna Griffin's stuff is sold on HSN and annagriffin.com. And I got the digis from Antique Paperie, and she has a Facebook group where she gives out free digitals, and she sells them on Etsy, but she gives out free digitals in her group every Friday. So yeah, I'll give you that link too. All my links are down below. Glue Gun Chronicles, where Charlie started that. I think it's been 4 years or 5 years since we've had Glue Gun Chronicles. And then I have Lone Star is a Texas group, and I have Victorian Dreams by Leigh blog and Pinterest and everything. And what I was going to say is, of course, I love all this Victorian that Anna does, and Sherry, and that's why my name is Victorian Dreams. I used to have a gift shop named Victorian Dreams where you would unlock the door and walk in and shop. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm rambling and I'm done. Have a blessed day.